Hey guys, and welcome back to FTB Interactions, where last episode we upgraded our Botania setup and built the runic altar here, crafted a couple of multi-blocks to give us a gem refiner, as well as the mana extrapolator. In between episodes I've just been busy crafting up some more circuits. I think I made over a stack. I made a full stack before this, so I have 77 in the system and 222 MV circuits, and then another 60 on me. So this should last us until we can get auto crafting, I think. And I guess there's another full stack just for a good measure. And most importantly, we upgraded our blood magic altar to tier 4. And we started prepping for the Mark of the Fallen Tower ritual. So this ritual over here, we're going to use a black quartz catalyst, and that's going to give us thorium ore. And with the thorium, we're going to make radon, which is a very, very important resource going forward. The radon is going to let us get access to draconic evolution, and this is a key to progress to our next planet. It's also used in the next tier of circuits. It has a lot of other very important uses. And I believe we're now at 500,000 essence in our LP network, which is what we need to start this ritual. So I'm going to gather up all of the materials, and I think we're actually going to do this at the portal, as this does cause a bit of an explosion. So I'm out over here at spawn. Our portal is right here, our base is over to the right hand side. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of death markers there. So yeah, we're going to set our ritual down right here, and use the ritual diviner, make sure it's set to Mark of the Fallen Tower. I love this feature in Blood Magic. Just building the multi-block for you. Imagine having to place these all one by one. Oh, we're actually 4 short, you can see in the corners there. Let me go and grab those. Okay, I got the last 4 ritual stones, and I've seen online that actually we can place some obsidian to stop it from destroying our ritual stones, so I think that's what I'm going to do here. Just pillar up a little bit more. Hopefully this will be high enough. Oh, we got company up here. No! Oh, that was close. I think that should do, right? I don't really want to pillar back up there. So I think all we have to do is throw on the catalyst of the black quartz and start the ritual. Shift right click. No? There we go. Is it working? Oh yeah. Looks like the obsidian worked also. And there is our thorium. Awesome. Oh, we got a fire. I'm glad I done it out here. Hopefully this doesn't spread all the way to our base over there. Alright, what is the best way to mine this? Do we get straight ore from thorium? We do. Okay. And then what's the best way to process this? I guess we want to starlight transmutate it into uranium, because this is what we're after. Well, I would call that a success. We got a lot of thorium there, along with a bunch of other stuff we can use. But let me clean this area up and then we'll go and process all of the ore. Alright, and we are back. So the next step, as I mentioned, is for us to process this thorium ore. We first want to starlight transmutate it. I got this floating crystal from a quest reward, although I think this process is going to be something we'll automate later on. So that gives us uranium, and I think if we leave this more, it gives us dense. Does time in a bottle work? There we go, there's our dense. And with the dense, I think we furnace this, and then pulverize, and then ore wash, pulverize again, and then, what, smelt it? Or centrifuge it, I mean. And then from there we centrifuge once more, and we get a 2% chance of tiny plutonium 242, or 244. But I was looking through the recipes here, I don't think we need to fully automate the processing of this thorium ore, as we only need the first little bit to get started. Once we have our plutonium 244, we can make the Radon Chicken, and then this will give us our radon fluid, which is actually what we're after. As far as I can see, there's no other use for plutonium 244, even in its ingot form. I guess there is this recipe here. It is an infinite loop, but it works just as well with the chicken, I think, so I think that's the route we're going to take. So we smelt it, pulverize it, ore wash it, pulverize a second time, clean it in some water, and then we centrifuge. Or not. Is this HV? It has to be HV. Alright, we're going to need a HV centrifuge. Alright, there's our HV centrifuge. Let's try this again. What are the chances we get lucky first time? Okay, first time's a no-go. let me process enough of this to get our tiny dust. Okay, I got lucky here. It didn't actually take very long at all. So there is our tiny plutonium 244. And oh yeah, by the way, we can now use this air sigil. I think I mentioned this a few episodes ago, but I found this in a moon dungeon. This will consume blood magic essence in your LP network, and pretty much just lets you fly, but we do have to be careful of fall damage. Okay, so the next step is going to be for us to make the Radon Chicken. For that we need 2 mana pearls, that's easy. We've got our plutonium, and we just need this nebulous heart, which actually is going to require the alchemical matter infuser. This is another modular machines multi-block. Looks like this. And looking through the recipes for this actually takes multiple inputs, different fluids that is, which kind of makes it a bit difficult to work with. But in this pack, most of the DML stuff can't just be shapeless crafted into its resources. We have to put it through this multi-block. This does require us to take a little trip to our Thaumcraft crafting area, as we do need one of these arcane lamps. We also need mana glass, but luckily I had some of this left over from when I crafted the magnet. Also, just a quick side note, I did just get a new monitor, so apologies if the UI is a little bit inconsistent from the last clip. It should be all fixed for next episode, but yeah, I just thought I'd mention that in case you noticed something off. Okay, I got all the materials for this. Question is, where do we want to put this? And you know what, I think we're going to actually put it right in this little space here. The Celestial Gateway is no good right here because of how close it is to the bricks. Like, it actually obstructs some of the teleportation points. So this will have to be moved, and I think this is a good place to put our matter infuser. And once again, we're having trouble with modular machinery here. I really don't know what's wrong. Let me troubleshoot this. Okay, I rebuilt it. It's exactly the same as what it is, and it somehow accepted that. It's also progressing. There's nothing in the inputs right now, so I don't know what's going on here. But anyways, the 2 fluid inputs are on this side, and the item outputs are actually on the bottom. So yeah, I think we're going to automate this, but for the time being, I'm just going to get the materials for this nebulous heart, which is pristine enderman. We should have hundreds of this stuff. Oh yeah, we have 850. So I don't think this takes a fluid. Wait, why are we getting zombie hearts? Okay, I think this is a bug. Don't think we should be getting this. So I will just delete these since we're not actually supposed to have them. And I put in our pristine enderman. That should have started processing. Alright, there's our nebulous hearts. Let's go craft this chicken. Okay, we're just waiting on the last of this aspect. We need 64 potentia. Just hit 67. Let's start this thing. Actually, I didn't check how dangerous this was. High instability? That's alright. We've done a dangerous craft before, so the altar should be able to handle this. No problem. Ah, there's our Radon Chicken. No quest though. Apparently it's locked behind this improved ender eye, which we need Radon to make. So I guess it kind of wanted us to do this method first. But that's alright, we got the chicken now. Let me go and breed this guy and then we can set up a little automation for him. Because if I recall, this is quite slow. Yeah, 40 seconds for 50 millibuckets. And I'm also going to partition a drive here for Radon, as I have a feeling all of our Radon consumers are not all going to be in the one place. So we can easily just send it through our ME system. And I think right here next to our distillation tower is going to be a decent little spot for this guy. So I've just plugged in 2 different roosts here. We have space to add some more chemical reactors, probably vertically. We can just stack them. And then for the output, we can even just share this fluid interface that's sitting right here. However, power, like GregTech power, is actually becoming an issue. There was one stage last night where this wasn't getting enough power. And right now we're still powering our whole base with these turbo diesel generators. They're fine for now, I suppose, but I have had the ME system blink out a few times. So we're going to have to address power quite soon. But I think for now we're just going to make one more diesel generator to power that chemical reactor. And we're out of stainless plates. Luckily we have 1500 stainless right now. I might as well do, what, 4 stacks of plates. And so to power this generator, we're just going to ask for diesel from our system once again. So yeah, we're now making Radon. We may end up speeding this up. I don't know how much of this we're going to need. I suspect we will have to add some more chemical reactors though, but the roofs seem to be keeping up. So I've been saying for quite a number of episodes that we should really look into auto-crafting, and now that we actually have Radon, we can make our Lattice Chicken. So just a quick reminder, to make this diploid polylattice crystal, which we use quite a lot in AE2, like we're going to need this a lot for auto-crafting. It's also used in the interfaces, which I am running out of. So to make this stuff, we can make the chicken, which did require the improved Nether Star, but now that we have Radon, we can get this. The dislocator, I did actually find 2 of these in a moon dungeon, so that just leaves the flux. And this flux can be mixed in a mixer with liquid antimatter, infinity dust, flux crystals, and platinum dust. So I think we do still have a little bit of platinum that we got from this quest reward, and the rest of the stuff we can make. This is very simple, but we do have to get liquid antimatter. Okay, so to make this stuff, we're going to have to strike life essence with lightning. So to get our lightning, rather than just waiting on the weather, basically, we're going to make this storm reagent into the sigil of the storm. So this is just a gas tier water bucket. Actually, do I have a gas tier? I do, okay. Okay, so we just have to combine these 4 things in the Hellfire Forge. That gives us our storm reagent. And then we combine this with a reinforced slate. And we have the power of lightning. So this antimatter stuff is very, very dangerous. It will actually go through bedrock, I believe. So we definitely don't want to do it anywhere near here. So I think this is a suitable place for it, don't you? Let's destroy up the nether. Let's see how much mess we can make here. So we need life essence from blood magic. Oh. Well, I guess we're not doing it here then. Well, in that case, let's do it on the moon. Okay, so let's try this again. We need life essence. And we'll put it in the ground. And then we strike this with lightning. Oh yeah. And there we have our liquid antimatter. Again, I don't know how much of this stuff we'll actually need. It looks like we need it for neutronium, so we probably will have to automate this later on. I don't know if there's any other way to make neutronium. That's still a long ways off anyway, so we just need a little bit to get us started. So now that we have this, we can combine our mana diamonds with redstone. We get our flux crystals. And then we put all of that in the mixer with our antimatter. This will give us our first little bit of flux. And this recipe for the improved Nether Star has to be a HV chemical bath. I haven't actually made one of those yet. There we go. It's so nice having all the materials, you can just shift click. But one day we're going to run out and it's approaching very fast. Anyways, our Radon and Nether Star. Wow, this is a slow recipe. So let me gather up these aspects again and then we'll do one more runic altar craft. You know, I'd never thought I'd say this, but Thaumcraft is kind of growing on me. It's got like some charm that I can't really explain. But I still love to hate it. Okay, I got all the aspects, let's do this. And it's not letting me start the craft. Turns out we're actually missing a step here. We have to energize these things first, which means we need the infuser. And this doesn't look too bad. Okay, there's the infuser. And the energized crystals. Got these chickens up to 10, 10, 10. So the lattice eggs we are going to turn into raw lattice just in a fluid extractor. And this lattice actually has multiple uses. The first of which is the crystals that we're after. However, we can also centrifuge 100 millibuckets at a time. And this gives us a 0.5% chance at Nether Stars, Certus Quartz, and Nether Quartz. So we'll definitely want at least multiple centrifuges, and I think the chance is higher per tier. So we're going to want the maximum tier of machine we can make. But first of all, we will set up some fluid extractors for the eggs. So I'm going to partition again for raw lattice. I keep calling it lattice, but it's Latticite. Okay, so there is one fluid extractor. I have a feeling we're also going to need another diesel generator for this. It feels quite bad to keep crafting these things since they're relatively inefficient to what we're going to be having access to in the near future. But right now I think it's all we've got, so we're going to use these. Oh no, we're out of iron. This is our last 16 pieces. So we are once again going to hook up our roosts here. And this has given us our raw lattice. This honestly looks very fast. Probably HV was overkill. I didn't realise that this was 0.5 seconds at LV. We can probably just disable overclocking to save a bit of power. We do still have to plug this thing in though. I wonder if we still have channels down here. Let's see, we're on 5 of 8 channels right here. And I just realised this is one block too far forward. It's not online, that's going to annoy me. Let me move it. Okay, so now that we have the raw lattice, we want to centrifuge this. I'll probably end up making more, but for now I just took the one that we made earlier from over there. And we're just going to power this with our diesel generator there. I ended up powering this from this one here. It's just sharing with the radon. So once we plug this in, it should give us some diesel. Yep, so this guy is getting power. And then we'll also ask for the Latticite. And I guess we'll be fancy and use a little pump here to insert. This will need a filter though, as we are handling 2 different fluids on here. And then set this to import with the filter. Nice, so this is going to give us our tiny dusts. We're going to put these in barrels. And I think we are going to do it on the top. Yeah, and that gives us some more room for more centrifuges around the outside. We'll put a barrel for each dust. And we do actually want to void the Certus and the Nether Quartz dust. But I'll leave the void upgrade off of the Nether Star one. Make sure to lock our drawers. And we'll put storage buses on here so that we can access these items via the ME system. But yeah, we already run into our first little issue here, which is this thing is going to eat all of the lattice in our system. Which is something we don't want. We obviously want some to be able to craft the crystals here. So to control that, we're going to use a fluid level emitter. I've actually only used these a few times, but they are very handy for situations like this. Well, I was going to put a machine controller on this centrifuge, but that's actually still going to buffer a full 64 buckets of lattice in here. So instead, I think what we're going to do is move this fluid interface down one. And then we're going to insert the centrifuge using conduits. And then we're going to put the level emitter on the conduit itself. So what this will do is allow us to do active without signal. And then we can configure the level emitter to Latticite, and then we can say, I don't know how much we should set here. 10 buckets? Yeah, we'll do 10 buckets for now. And then we want to invert this. So when levels are below 10 buckets, it's going to emit a redstone signal, and this will stop any more lattice from flowing into our centrifuge. And this way it just means that we can control how much lattice we keep in our system. Wait, I actually have this. We don't want this inverted actually. Wait, hold on. I always get confused at this. Okay, I was wondering why this was acting a bit strange since we have all the lattice in here. But it turns out that our ME system is actually blinking out here. If we go back to our terminal, yeah, we can see no items. I think that last device was the straw that broke the camel's back, so to say. So I did make some of these upgraded Spectre coils that we can use. I wonder if that's going to fix it, or if we maybe have to add some more generators. I'll swap out this one. So now if I reset this by taking everything out, put it back in the system. Yeah, so it stops after it reaches 10 buckets in the system. And if we go check, we should only see 10 buckets left. Which we do. Okay, that's just a little bit of lag with the buffer in the interface. So we can turn this guy back on. And hopefully we should start making some Nether Stars. Now the question is, do we want to package this right here? It may be worth packaging it and then sending it into the barrels. Yeah, like if we check the uses for the tiny piles, there's no other use, right, except for the main dust. And I assume same with the Certus Quartz. Yeah, so we want a packager here before the barrel step. Just missing one conveyor belt here. It's gonna happen. We're gonna run out of resources very soon. And in fact, we're already out of iron. So let's think about how we want to do this. Okay, we're gonna leave some space for the centrifuges, and we're actually gonna put the packager right here. And instead of outputting on the top, we can output the bottom into a buffer chest. And we can even use one of these memory chests the quest rewards gave us. Oh, but I'm having the same issue as the adjustable storage unit. I can't lock these things. If anyone knows how to fix that, maybe let me know, because I'd really love to be able to lock these slots. Okay, well, instead what we're going to do is just a limited item filter with 9 on each slot. And then we can use a conveyor module, I think, on here, set to import. And then we want these in the barrels. So I think actually I'm going to move the barrels to the right hand side of this. And this gives us lots more space for centrifuges. There, maybe something like this. When we turn this back on, start getting our dusts, which is only ever going to put 9 in here. Yeah, this actually has to be a robot arm instead of a conveyor. And I also realised that I locked the wrong items in these drawers here. But we'll swap out this for a robot arm. And we'll set this to import mode, supply exact 9. And that should only put 9 in at once. And then we'll fix these barrels really quick. Alright, awesome. That means that we have Nether Quartz and Certus Quartz automated, as well as Nether Stars. Although there is actually one more step, which is the implosion compressor. To actually make it into Nether Stars, we can't just craft the dust. So we'll probably look into the implosion compressor next time. We left room for more centrifuges, but this thing actually looks fairly quick. It may actually be that we need more fluid extractors for Lattice. Yeah, I think this is going at max rate, so we have to add some more fluid extractors. I'll probably end up doing that between episodes though. But yeah, I think this is where we're going to wrap it up. I don't have quite as much time today to record, but we are making slow and steady progress here. And yeah, I'll continue to optimise this little setup between episodes, I think. But last night I also noticed that this chemical reactor had backed up with acetone here. And this is produced 1-to-1 ratio with the cumene and oxygen. So I was a bit confused as to why there was acetone getting backed up here. But it turns out that this step with the hydrochloric phenol and acetone to make our bisphenol A doesn't consume the phenol and acetone in the same quantities. It actually consumes it 2-to-1. So we make the acetone and phenol 1-to-1, but we consume double phenol for every bucket of acetone, which is why there was some left over here. So instead of just auto outputting to the left hand side here, I extracted into our system and filtered a drive for acetone. And that just avoids the situation where this wasn't producing anymore. So I just thought I'd mention that just in case anyone wanted to copy that setup over there. But yeah, that's going to do it for today. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow for some more FTB interactions.